Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, lovers and seekers, those who are lost and those who are found. Tonight, we will be discussing another fragment. This one sports a headline that reads, "Stuff Hard to Say on Anchoring Thought," and the body of this fragment reads as follows. Difficulty articulating an idea in speech indicates a failure to anchor the original point to something completely fucking obvious. And that's it. All of it. Well, stuff hard to say on anchoring thought. Difficulty articulating an idea in speech indicates a failure to anchor the original point to something completely fucking obvious. Stuff hard to say on anchoring thought. Difficulty articulating an idea in speech is rarely about vocabulary. It is usually about grounding. When an idea resists articulation, one of two conditions typically exists. 1. The speaker has not located the structural core. 2. The core has not been tied to a shared, obvious foundation. In both cases, speech collapses because the idea floats. Abstraction is not the problem. Complexity is not the problem. Technical language is not the problem. The problem is the absence of anchor. An anchor is not simplification. An anchor is contact with something that does not move. In physics, curvature can be expressed through differential geometry and tensor equations. But the anchor is not the equation. The anchor is this. Two freely falling objects change separation. That observable fact is what the mathematics encodes. If one cannot return to that fact, the formalism is unmoored. The same holds outside physics. A moral claim without an obvious human consequence is untethered. A political claim without a concrete mechanism is untethered. A psychological claim without an experiential reference is untethered. Speech falters when the mind tries to transmit a structure it has not stabilized internally. The inability to say something plainly is often a sign that the speaker has not yet located the invariant element, the piece that remains true across perspectives. That invariant element is the anchor. Symbols are not inherently obscuring. They are compression devices. They allow dense structure to be manipulated efficiently. But compression without prior grounding produces opacity. One can manipulate formalism and still fail to understand what is being manipulated. An idea is understood when it survives translation, from formal language to plain speech, from abstraction to example, from example to lived recognition. If it disintegrates during translation, it was never anchored. The demand, then, is not to eliminate complexity, but to identify the obvious foundation beneath it. Obvious does not mean trivial. It means irreducible. An irreducible element cannot be argued away because it is directly observable or directly experienced. In geometry, the irreducible element is path behavior. In gravity, it is tidal separation. In language, it is shared perception. In argument, it is consequence. To articulate clearly is to know where the ground is. To struggle to articulate is often to discover that the ground has not yet been found. The task is not eloquence. The task is anchoring.